Dear students, now let us discuss about the Dirichlet product or Dirichlet convolution of two algebraic functions. So, let f and g are any two arithmetic functions. Then their Dirichlet convolution or Dirichlet product is denoted by f star g, where f and g are any two arithmetic functions. Then their Dirichlet product is denoted by f star g and is defined as f star g of n equals sigma over d divided cn f of d into g of n by d. This is the Dirichlet convolution or the product of two arithmetic functions. F star g of n is sigma over d divided cn f of d into g of n by d. Before going to that one, d divided cn means what is cn? N equals some c into d, where c and d are the positive integers which are vary over, means c and d are vary over all positive integers whose product is n. C and d vary over all positive integers whose product is n. Agreed. So this can be rearranged as it is sigma over n equals c into d. It is f of d into g of n. What is n? cd divided by d. That equals sigma over n equals cd. It is f of d into g of c. So this is again this f star g is defined as in this way. Okay. So we have this result. What is the Euler-Torsion function? A relation between Euler-Torsion function and Mobius function is defined as phi of n equals sigma over d divides n mu of d into n by d. Okay. So let n is another arithmetic function n, and is defined as n of n equals n is true for every n. So this is another arithmetic function. Thus, in the name of this arithmetic function, this can be redefined as the sigma over d divides n. It is mu of d into n is defined as n of n. So what is n by d? N by d is defined as n of n by d. Agreed. So this is nothing but it is mu star n. So the Euler-Torsion function is nothing but the Dirichlet product of Mobius function and an arithmetic function n. So this is the relation between Euler-Torsion function and Mobius function. Phi of n equals mu star n. Agreed. Now let us consider what are the properties of this Dirichlet product, whether they are commutative and associative. So first consider f star g of n. What is f star g of n? F star g of n equals sigma over d divides n. It is f of d into g of n by d. Agreed. Again, since d divides n, it is n equals c into d, where c and d are which varies over all positive integers whose product is n. So it is sigma over n equals cd. It is f of d into g of n by d, means it is g of cd by d, that is g of c. This can be rewritten as sigma over n equals dc. It is g of c into f of d. That is nothing but it is g star f. Okay, so clearly f star g of n equals g star f of n. That means f star g equals g star f, means the Dirichlet product is commutative. Now check whether they are associative. So for let f, g and k. F, g and k are any three arithmetic functions. Then first consider what about this f star g star k. F star g star k. Suppose let g star k, let g star k, let g star k equals some a. So what is f star g star k? f star g star k equals some, yes, it is f star a. So what is f star g star k of n? That equals f star a of n. Agreed. It is f star a of n. What is f star a of n? Since a and b are, since suppose d divides n, whatever may be, that is sigma over d divides n, it is f of d into a of n by d. Okay, that is nothing but sigma over d divides n means n equals some a into d. A into d, it is f of d into, it is a of n equals ad by d, so it is a of a. Or else it is sigma over ad equals n, or simply it is f of a into a of d, whatever may be. Previously, so it is our sigma over d divides n, or sigma over n equals ad f of a into a of d. Okay, so that is nothing but sigma over n equals ad, it is f of a into, what is a of d? A of d means, what is a? It is g star k, that is a. So a of d means it is sigma over some bc equals d, g of b into k of c. Okay, why? Because g star k of d, so d divides some c, so it is bc equals d, then g of b into k of c. So this is nothing but sigma over n equals a into, what is d? bc. N equals abc, it is f of a into g of b into k of c. So this is f star g star k of a. Again, consider f star g star k, f star g star k of n. Suppose it is b star k of n, where we can setting b equals f star g. Agreed. So it is b star k of n. What is b star k of n? B star k of n can be written as some sigma over dc equals n, b of d into k of c. Agreed. But what is b of d? B of d equals sigma, it is f of d into g of n by d. Agreed. That is sigma over, it is d divides some, yes, it is some d divides a, or so it is equals sigma over d equals some bc or ab, sorry, it is bc. So it is ab equals n into, it is f of a into g of b, where a and b are the integers which are positive integers, value over all positive integers whose product is n. So it is equals again d, ab equals d, so it is sigma over abc equals n, b of d, it is f of a, k of into g of b into k of c. So they have same right side. That means f star g star or f star g star k is same as f star g star k, that is the Dirichlet product is associative. So these are the two properties of the Dirichlet products. They are always commutative and associative. Agree. Now we define an arithmetic function n of n equals n for all n. Similarly, we can define an identity function I of n. I of n is nothing but it is greatest integer 1 by n. What is greatest integer 1 by n? It is defined as 1 if n equals 1, 0 if n differs from 1, otherwise. Okay. Or n greater, since n differs from 1, it is n greater than 1. Why? Because n is an integer. So this is the identity function. This identity function is also an arithmetic function defined as I of n equals greatest integer 1 by n. Okay. Now what is I star f? If f is an identity arithmetic function, I is also another arithmetic function. What is I star f? So I star f and f star I. First we consider f star I. What is f star I of n? By definition, f star I of n equals sigma over d divides n. It is f of d into I of n by d. Agreed. That equals sigma over d divides n, f of d into I of n by d. That equals sigma over d divides n, f of d into what is I of n? Greatest integer 1 by n. So what is I of n by d? Greatest integer 1 by n by d. That is greatest integer d by n. Okay. Actually, this greatest integer d by n equals 1 if d equals n. 0 if d less than n. Okay. So it is 1 if d equals n and 0 if d less than n. So when d equals n, what happens? Sigma over n divides n. That is f of n into 1. When d equals n means it is this can be rewritten as sigma over n divides n. It is d is n. F of n into greatest integer n by n. Now there is sigma. That is the first term n by n plus sigma over d divides n, d less than n of this f of d into what is the next term? Sigma integer part d by n. When d less than n, it is 0. So equals f of n into greatest integer n by n is 1. So it is f of n. That means f star I of n equals f of n. F star I of n equals f of n means f star I equals f. Okay. But star is associative. F star I equals I star f. So clearly, star is commutative. Therefore f star I equals f equals I star f, where I is the identity function. Clear?